Okay, hey, welcome to Snideful.
Welcome to Snideful.
Willkommen. This is just now the routine. It's like the beginning of one of those like drive time radio shows where they have like preamble that they play. They play like some goofy like blues lick and then a bunch of clips of things the hosts have said over the years.
Oh, I hope we can have like a library of things we've said over the years.
That would be fun to do, actually. Maybe I'll get AI to do that.
If it's gonna take over the world and kill us all, it might as well provide us with a few laughs before then.
Yeah.
Showdown.
All flesh is responsible.
All
that's
that's one of the songs from Sugar and Bones.
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
I'm gonna have to make a note of that.
That'll be their debut album.
Sugar and Bones. I don't even
Sugar
have
and Bones. That was the best idea we've ever had.
As like a Metalocalypse spin-off.
Yeah, that's just our tribute to them.
I was watching a reaction channel last night, and I said it was a bunch of hip hop videos, but it was also black dudes from Louisiana who have never watched, that trope. They're watching that Moscow 1991 Metallica concert with like 1.5 million people or whatever.
Yep.
And they're up there on the stage, and these guys are howling. Wait a minute! Didn't they make a show about these guys on Adult Swim?
Kind of.
I was dying, kind of, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
They all kind of look the same.
This guy doesn't realize how right he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically one of the ideas behind it. Although I think it was supposed to be that they were actually 100 times more popular than the Beatles.
Oh, definitely. The Beatles themselves were 100 times more popular than Jesus, if you recall.
Really? I'm pretty sure Jesus is pretty popular.
Jesus is bigger, but that was a thing that John Lennon said in an interview, and it caused some worldwide blowback.
What a clever thing for John Lennon to say.
We're bigger than Jesus.
I guess nobody has to wonder why he was shot then. We're going to have to edit that out.
That's very funny if that guy was like, hey, I know Jesus. This is a message from Christ.
This is from Jesus, you son of a bitch.
I mean, that is the kind of thing those guys usually say right before they pull the trigger.
Yeah. And it was the Yanks who did it, so
yeah.
They love shooting people for Jesus.
Oh, man. People still to this day line up on the spot where that happened to take photos, and I don't know. Human beings are strange.
I've never encountered a stranger being.
Been a human?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a platypus, but I haven't encountered one.
I think human beings are the reason why other beings don't visit.
Like fava beings?
And they're nice Chiantis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't visit because of human beings. They take one look at like Reddit and they're like, nope, no intelligent life. They turn their spaceship around and leave.
They're still on the ground?
No, they're flying here from outer space. They're other beings.
I mean, that's them seeing us and saying these beings are still on the ground.
Where are we supposed to be? If we're out in space, we're meeting them.
Oh.
Aliens are... Look, people are weird. Let's just stick with that.
Move on with this thing. Our opener. The episode begins with an Abaddon press conference in which Jeff Bezolbub himself will reveal the latest project that's already underway, the space elevator.
I was thinking that it should be like a lot of the sort of dramatized reveals of things where, it'll be revealed by somebody pulling a beige or a white cloth off of it.
Okay.
And I was thinking that this 100-story tall in-progress space elevator happens to be completely covered in a cloth that's made to fit and requires several aircraft to get it off. But there's an extended scene of us like doing a slow reveal. And
Chekhov's blanket reveal or whatever.
Yeah, but it goes from the bottom up, so we can definitely already see what it is when it's like 1% of the way pulled off, but we still pull the entire thing off anyway.
The crowd starts to say, ooh, but the guy presenting Jeff Bezolbub does like the, no, wait, shh.
Yeah, it's not revealed yet, and it turns out all the way up, it looks pretty much exactly the same as it did the first story.
Oh, we do character development here, so he doesn't kind of weakly go shush, shush, shush. He's like, shut up!
Silence!
Silence! Yeah, of course.
And it works, too. The entire crowd goes silent.
Done deal.
He's got some of that Jesse Custer Word of God stuff.
Reveal the latest project. And so are they trying to sell it as though it has some sort of altruistic intent for mankind? Oh, pause. Have you seen The Line in Saudi Arabia?
I have not.
The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, one of the worst people in the world, is commissioning a, what did they say it was? I think 120 kilometer long. I can't remember how long it was. They're basically inventing a new way to do a city, and rather than spreading it out, it's just going to be a single line. It's a sci-fi city.
Ah, very interesting.
So the whole idea is that it's like self-sustainable and contained within this like 500-meter high glass enclosure with like automated driving and whatnot, self-renewing water. It sounds like a fever dream. And I want to be critical of it, but I'm also really excited for any new idea for cities.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, that's cool. If it doesn't work, that's also pretty cool.
It's going to leave some really cool ruins in the desert.
Oh, I love cool ruins.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, that city in the desert is going to become ruins in the desert one day, but it'll be the coolest ruins we've ever had.
Definitely. Something enticing for the aliens to happen upon when they return. When they say, "We'll come back," when maybe they're doing
It's been 500 years. Let's check Earth again.
Whoa!
Really, we were just there. We were just at Earth. We've got Earth at home.
Jerry, stop taking time dilation caps.
Jerry. Yes, well, I think that's basically how this is. The same energy is. This is one of the worst people in the world revealing what's basically a personal passion project that they're funding with their own egregious wealth.
Yeah. Somewhere there's corporate security, private army stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking that he would have a bunch of guys in like tactical gear with like full face helmets with like little red lights on them. Everything is black with red lights because that we've decided that's Abaddon's aesthetic.
Right. They're the Imperial Army.
Yeah, basically they look like they're his stormtrooper guys. But they've got full assault rifles and stuff. Like he's got full corporate security around. Dystopian cyberpunk corpsec.
Yeah.
But they run security around the place. They're not the ones who handle the wage slaves, basically.
No, and so
that's the pirate crew.
Do the people on the ground who are having this thing, the people on the ground who are lining up to see it for the first time, do not know about the slave trade? Do they? Is this?
No, they're largely ignorant of Abaddon's hiring and employee standards and practices.
They're just happy to have a job or a prospect of a job.
Yeah, a lot of the people that are there to sign up for this. For basically, it's a job fair along with this space elevator reveal.
Yeah, so I'm going to read some of these lines. Space pirate crew keep new hires in line. So that's not until you get into space are you greeted by the space pirates. The door opens on the airlock and you're like, what the fuck?
I actually imagine that the space pirates will be escorting groups of new hires into the elevator for the elevator ride up.
Oh, they ferry them in.
Yeah, corporate security probably man the doors, but the actual people, human resources professionals and stuff is all pirates.
Okay, now that's an interesting implication then. Is Annabelle Blackbush world famous?
Probably not.
Okay, so that works in. So people won't be tipped off by the pirate garb?
No, and she's probably at the top of the space elevator.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Do you know the two characters, the glass eye character, the comic relief from Black Pearl?
Yeah.
That's kind of the bumbling space pirates that we're going to have ferrying customers back and forth.
We're going to have. I wanted to have guys like that ferrying Tucker and Todd because basically it's going to be like a mirror of Tucker and Todd in pirate form.
Right. Okay. I like it. Okay. So we set up there are many proficient and is that the word I'm looking for? Adept. There are many adept pirates, but the ones that we get tagged with.
Yes.
Okay,
there are many hardened veteran a lot of the pirates are probably like ex-soldiers. Like they used to be professional military, and now they're mercenaries working in a pirate crew, basically.
Right.
But at least a few of them will be just guys that bumbled into it Magoo style, very similarly to how we will.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty true to life.
Yep. there's always a couple of guys there who everybody knows shouldn't be there. How did you guys get a job here? Well, my brother and I mean, you know. So, hang on. Actual real life Jeff Bezos, what was his reason for building a spaceship, for building his dick rocket?
Well, see, this is what this whole thing came from, was you and I were having a conversation about why he would have been doing that, and my theory is that he wants cheap slave labor in space. I think he and Elon, yeah, they're trying to send people up there because once you can get somebody to agree to room and board in a new frontier, then you can make them work for anything. Especially
because what are you going to do? Quit? Find your own way home.
Yeah. Hold your breath and jump.
It's a long way down back to Earth. Yeah. Are you sure you want to go?
You're going for the Felix Baumgartner special?
Yeah. But I'm wondering now,
what his actual reason, what he said?
Bezolbub needs to, because he needs to be doing a speaking piece at this press conference. He needs to have some kind of a reason why he's done it. Maybe he intends to, you know, like basically privatize and commercialize space travel and all that. And this is an easy way to get up to the space station that in the long run will be, you know, less resource intensive and cheaper than taking shuttles up again and again. Eventually it'll pay for itself.
Right. Okay, so Bezos in real life says that his fascination with space travel is that he believes almost religiously that sustaining the human race will require building space colonies. That's his PR reason.
I mean, that's almost certainly true. Planet Earth is almost like hammered flat shit by now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go ahead and hammer flat the entire galaxy. So maybe that's exactly what Bezolbub will say, is something along the lines of Earth is finished. Earth is done. We need to be ready to leave this planet. And this is how we go. This is how we do it.
Oh, does he have like another like fallen angel running his PR?
Probably. I'm sure he's got some kind of satanic lieutenant.
Some mouthpiece.
His very own Grima Wormtongue.
Yeah.
Which I dimly recall him having at some point.
Oh, the Wormtongue?
Yeah, I'm sure he had one of them somewhere, like a little minion.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking there's a C.S. Lewis book called The Screw Tape Letters, and it's about one of the Devil's lieutenants writing letters to his nephew, and his nephew's name was Wormwood. Almost Wormtongue.
Interesting. In that case, we should name the lieutenant Wormwood.
I like that.
Mr. Wormwood. Very straight-laced. Very business-like, suave. Tiny, pencil-thin mustache.
Yeah, but no hint of a personality whatsoever. Totally.
None.
Straight down the line, yeah.
He is all business. An automaton.
Yeah. Okay. So he's doing this press release. His general thing is that it's for the preservation of mankind.
Yeah, it's for the future of humanity.
And everybody in the crowd is like, we know those words.
Yeah, I understood every word in that sentence. and
we're stealing that joke.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. But we need to understand every word in that sentence. And to accompany this project that is supposed to be the future of humanity, he is of course doing a great big hiring surge to help, because who better to have a hand in the future of humanity than humanity? So join me.
Oh, it's a hiring surge. Is there an incentive? You get like a $200 check or whatever? Or do we make it more cynical? It's something even more useless and like not actually refundable.
As a sign-on bonus, you get free Amazon shipping for the first 3 hours.
That's great.
You get 3 hours of free shipping if you sign on within the next 25 minutes.
But only on
Amazon. Tuesday.
Oh, I was gonna say only on Amazon products.
Yeah, only on Amazon products, and it lasts for 3 hours, and you're only eligible if you sign on within the next 25 minutes. That seems pretty cynical. It's all Abaddon services. It's he's probably got like a little PowerPoint presentation, and there's like a small mile of like small text underneath. It's just fine print. All the different exclusions. You're not
Oh, the
eligible if
long
you're
writing.
outside of a certain radius of distance away from one of our warehouses.
That gag where somebody has like a fold out in their wallet and then they whip it and it like drops down 10 levels or whatever.
Oh yeah, you know what? He's not doing a PowerPoint presentation. He has his wormwood, who is handling an actual old fashioned like Dead Sea Scroll looking thing, and it unrolls all the way to the ground
Yeah,
and keeps on rolling.
I like that. With like mystic symbols on it and whatnot.
Yeah, it's written in frickin' Enochian, the language of angels,
Yeah, it's the
celestial script. Which
Oh, I forgot the name of it. There's a metal band named after it, of course. Not the Enchiridion, not the Necrocomicon. Necrocomicon is not Necronomicon. Necrocomicon. What's that thing? Crowley. I know that name. Oh, from the show.
standard rider contract. And the fun part is they both go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because it's one like it's a demon dealing with an elder evil, like a great old one, basically.
In this scene that you just showed me, or in the scene that we're describing?
in that scene.
I won't be outdone by your bullshit contract.
No, they both go through it and they actually refine it, make a couple of addendums, change the language in a couple of bits. I think they became frenemies, but there's like, you know what, this guy's too good at this, like he can't be allowed to live.
I like that trope.
The devil was, because he's the king of hell, like that guy. He's hoping to intimidate his rival here. Doesn't work. They both go through it for the next several hours. Somebody get a pen. We're gonna get this thing in writing.
Break out the French press.
Break out some fine booze and an old-fashioned quill made out of an angel's feather.
Yeah. Okay, now I do want to include a cutaway to Elon Musk's attempt to throw a similar press release that nobody came to, or maybe a different kind of people came to.
I would love it if nobody came to it. Or maybe only his like personal fanboys from Twitter, like the people who defend him endlessly, they show up.
Yeah, they're all just speaking in Doge,
and they're basically, their tongues are bolted to his ass.
Yeah, I like that. They're all literally licking his boots.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that we should I think that we should establish that Tucker and Todd are in the Abaddon crowd before we cut away to Elon.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I think that we are still in the motel. The studio's not finished being put back together yet, so we're still in the motel.
Okay.
I think Jay is totally sick of us at this point and basically shoos us out and tells us to go find something to do until the studio is finished, because we're giving her gray hairs, basically.
Okay, so does this, when you said it starts with a press, but when the press release starts, we start on location?
I was thinking that the audience focus would start on location, but it can always pull out of the TV, if you know what I mean.
Right, and they're watching the TV in the hotel room.
Yeah, and then they're watching it, and then Jay can kick them out of the motel, and then they immediately just walk right into the frame. Instantaneous travel into the press conference.
Oh, I like that.
Into the population there.
She kicks them out the door and then returns to watching the news, and then on the news screen sees Tucker and Todd walk into frame.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Like that, fooled me. That was fast.
Is her response like, oh no, or is she doesn't even notice?
Oh, interesting. Maybe it's still on, but is she even still watching it? Maybe she's doing chores.
Yeah, she's doing some detecting.
Yeah, whatever she's doing, it's not disrupted by the sight of us on the TV. Maybe that's just for the audience, and that's the opportunity to go back into the TV and resume the audience focus on the press conference centered on Tucker and Todd now.
Right.
Excellent.
And then Tucker and Todd are immediately sold on the idea of going to space.
Yes, they're like, we can go to space, and there's a job in space. Where do I sign? They're like, actually, right here.
Oh, that's interesting. They don't even realize it's a job at first. They just want to go to space, and then somebody mentions that they'll get paid, and they're like, we'll get paid? Straight woman's always saying that we should get a job.
Yeah, this is great. And if we go into space, we don't have to listen to her scream.
That's how that works, right?
I saw that movie.
In space, no one can hear her scream.
Yep. I'm sure that's how that went. And so we, I think that's the perfect spot to close out this scene is us signing the contract.
Is it because it's the old-fashioned quill and whatnot? Are we signing with our own blood?
Yeah, I think we get pricked on the finger.
Yeah, they prick. Yeah, they prick you with the quill, and then they hand it to you, and you're like, "What?" And they go sign, and you're like, "Okay."
But they actually what they want is your thumbprint, your bloody thumbprint.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's spooky. And as soon as you put your bloody thumbprint on it, the entire contract bursts into flames, and it's just. Woof.
Does it give you you are agreeing to sell your data or whatever, and you're like, yeah.
It's got a great big terms and conditions, and
Yeah.
I have to use my bloody thumbprint to fill in the I agree. I agree to these terms and conditions. Nobody reads the TOS. I didn't look at any of it. That's an opportunity to include all kinds of funny stuff in there.
I mean, yeah, that is the original human centipede or centipad, I should say.
Yeah, it's the human centipad. Why won't it read? But I think after the thing bursts into flames and they're like, deal done, and then it's just right this way, and we can be weirded out briefly, but we're still in awe of the space elevator. It's shiny and black, and it's got red lights all over it.
I can't wait to design this thing.
And it's enormous and very phallic.
Oh, of course.
Just look at that enormous black rod.
Oh, it is because didn't Bezos had the Blue Origin, which was a big blue dick. So this is just going to be even a big veiny dick.
Yeah. Maybe it needs like two small support structures at the bottom. And when the space station aligns with the top of it, the space station is just like a big round ball.
Definitely.
And then when it all aligns, it's kind of the space station shifts from like right frame into center frame so that it aligns with the shaft, and then the entire thing has to be pixelated.
Of course.
We just completed the cycle.
What are those things along the sides? Oh, those are the service corridors.
Oh gosh.
Not the cervix corridors.
But it would make perfect sense for there to be a couple of support structures at the bottom anyways. That's where people gather, and I'm sure there's a reception in there somewhere.
Oh, sure.
But I think they can walk in and enter one of the balls, and then the door can close behind them, and then we can close, and then I think we can segue into an ad break.
Amazing. Oh, boy.
And then, the stoner ad break, we'll put that in between the elevator and the opener. The elevator and then Annabelle's Revenge will come.
You have Paperboy ? Are we going to make a reference? Is he in the crowd watching somewhere, or is he over at the Elon party?
I'll have you know I put Paperboy ? Under all three of them, just in case he shows up. He doesn't have to show up in all of them. He can show up in one of them. One of our original ideas was that Paperboy just happened to be among the crowd, and we reiterated that earlier today. If he's showing up just like looking like a Sith Lord in his hooded cowl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
If he shows up in the beginning, I think it should be subtle like that with no talking parts or anything. But he can return later in the episode.
No, I like that. I like Tucker and Todd are like glancing around the crowd excitedly with all this news coming in, and they briefly catch sight of this dark figure in his Sith Lord with a little bit of a hint of a Anderson Coopist face, but when they rub their eyes and look again, he's gone.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Did you see that? See what? I never mind.
And then we can do a post-credit sequence in which he's like holding something or looking at something that like references that earlier scene. Maybe he took something from them.
Interesting. Maybe he took a sample of their blood.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, he's got a sample of their blood, and then he's somehow crafting that into one of his next calling cards.
For a minute, I was thinking it'd be funny if he crafted it into like a minion, but it turns out to be super annoying, and he has to kill it.
He manifests a little familiar.
Yeah, it just turns out to be too much like Tucker and Todd's. He's like, I can't do this.
That's actually pretty great.
Yeah, it's like Iago. Okay, we're now at the elevator.
And this is our middle bit. Okay, so we're still doing I like our format.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah. Okay. The elevator. Tucker and Todd get a slave level job at Abaddon. We're all psyched.
Yeah, we're real excited. I think we're being ushered into their reception area, which will be in one of the balls. Before we wind up traveling along the shaft to be ejected.
I'm trying to think of like a dystopian name to give the ball. It would be the something pavilion.
I'm gonna say Scrotal.
Pavilion sounds pretty good.
Uh,
Yeah, it sounds like a grindcore band.
the Scrotal Pavilion.
Yeah.
They opened for Sugar and Bones.
Yeah, totally. I guess to be very technical, that would be porno grind and not grindcore.
Yeah. All right, and here it says that the boys are in there because the studio is being repaired, and the boys have been encouraged to go find something in the meantime. We've already done that.
Yeah.
But yes, they're being ushered into the Scrotal Pavilion along with legions of other fresh slave level job havers.
Are we going to do the thing where their work uniforms are like skin tight morph suits and it makes them look like sperms? Is that what we're doing here?
Oh wow, and we're
going to send them up the shaft into space.
That would be taking it the whole way. I think that'd actually be really funny, and they all have these. They all have like these sperm hats.
Yeah, and at the top when you exit out at the top onto the the welcoming pavilion at the top of the space elevator, there's a one of those fountains at the very center of the bulb.
There's just it's a picture of Grimes.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. No, that's oh.
That's what they're all walking on. It's that's really what Bezolbub wants to be ejaculating onto.
That's funny. To get back at Elon.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Brutal.
Okay. Do we have any gags while they're in the pavilion?
In the pavilion is where we get to have our first meeting with the pirates.
Oh, okay.
Even though we're on the ground level, rather than going up along the elevator, inside is like there's CorpSec at the doors, right? They're in pairs. They are guarding either side of the door on the interior and the exterior. But actual human resources is being handled by the pirates. So, of course, as we enter the pavilion, that's when we start seeing these groups of fresh slaves being corralled by pirates. And we're going to get to meet our two bumbling buffoon pirates.
Are we in? Because I think, did we discuss having shackles? I think, it's already written here. It's the diving helmets connected. So we don't get shackled until we're in space? Or do they put the helmets on us while we're going up?
Well, the helmets get put on just as you kind of approach the threshold where everybody goes out into space to work on making the shaft longer.
Extends.
We need to have it grow.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny. If I can figure out how to work that out, if Blue Chew and Blue Origin can turn into a thing.
Oh, nice. It's extending too slowly. We have just the thing. Does your shaft extend too slowly?
We have elevator dysfunction, ED.
Is its superstructure a little bit too soft? This episode is basically just one big dick joke.
Oh, I mean, if you drill down hard enough, making fun of Jeff Bezolbub is one big dick joke.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a joke about a dick.
Because, I mean, he is a little dick.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to meet pirates.
Yeah, we are.
I assume
we're going to meet our goofy pirates.
Yes, we're going to meet our goofy pirates. I assume that people are being taken into the pavilion in lots. They're each by the lot. They're being assigned to their own pirate handlers, and the lot that we happen to be in is assigned to two in particular, a couple of bumbling bunglers,
bouncing bumbling bunglers. So so they're at like an admission table or something like that.
There is an admission table. That's where we go by. We I guess we have like a receipt from our contract that we just show, and then we get assigned a number. And then by our number, we get assigned into lots, and by those lots, we get assigned to a pirate.
It's like getting a COVID vaccination.
Yeah, or going to vote. Ugh. I think it's pretty funny that I'd rather go get another vaccination
than vote.
Yeah, voting is always such a pain in the ass.
I mean, technically, you are voting with your vaccination.
Yeah, I guess voting for I want humanity to continue living. Now that I think about it, I voted wrong.
We've been making mistakes.
I should have been the vector instead.
Okay, so we get into our lot. Is there anybody else with us when we meet these guys?
Oh, I think everybody in our lot should be
Okay.
vaguely paired in a tall guy, short guy dynamic.
Oh, that's very funny.
Everybody in our lot is suspiciously very similar to us. And then, again, our pirate handlers are also very suspiciously similar to us.
Oh, I like
Nobody
that.
comments on. Yeah, nobody comments on this.
Okay,
But
I like that.
it's just a sequence of all these different pairings in the same dynamic.
And we're doing the voices of our pirates with pirate voices.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
We've already gotten a bit of practice thanks to previous recordings.
Yarr.
Yarr. So I imagine we kind of hit it off due to just being innately similar. We're kind of chuckling with our other lot mates.
I like these guys.
Yeah, there are litter mates now. And
we can make friends anywhere.
Yeah, we can. And we're making friends with our pirate handlers. We see probably a couple of instances of other people being like directly abused by their pirate handlers, and ours are just like chuckling and patting us on the back. We think we have it so good. We have no idea that slavery is what's coming.
Yeah, luckily we didn't get those guys.
Yeah, we got a great job. We got great new work friends already. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, do we get a little bit of a send up then? Because we see these people getting abused and we're like, oh, we pity those fools. Can you imagine being those guys? Do we find ourselves in a worse situation later and those guys pass by and kind of like shrug at us like, wish we could help?
Yes. I think that would be great. Especially if it's one of our like post Rube Goldberg incidents. Yeah. Like if we're just like in a hallway full of blood and pieces. Like, oh God, what do we do now? And they just like take a look in. They're whistling as they walk down the hallway. Like, oh, nope. Turn around and leave. We're like, what are we gonna do?
Oh, maybe we turn around and we see them reporting us to like some authorities.
Oh, that's even better. They're the narcs now.
Yeah, they're pointing at us and talking to some Imperials.
We better get out of here. Slip and fall in some blood.
Oh yeah, cartoon slip and fall.
Oh yeah,
slide whistle. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what we're writing here, a cartoon.
Oh man. The tour still gets to be a thing. Orientation. So should we move on to the elevator now then?
Yes, I think people are being taken into the elevator one lot at a time, and we look up at some counter, and our lot gets called. It's time for us to file into the elevator. Our pirate buddies are like, oh, come on, you guys are going to love this part. We file in, and it's literally just 4 black walls with a black floor and a black ceiling.
It suddenly became funny to me if our pirates were actually Ted and Ken.
Oh, man.
But dressed up as pirates. Could we possibly pull off Midwest pirate combo?
Now that you say it, I'm really tempted to try.
Arr! Well, don't you know? I can't do it.
Arr,
don't you know?
Oh, man.
Maybe we try that. That's very funny.
Yeah, if it's too much, we just limit how many speaking lines we give them and make sure they die soon. And if they die before they do anything bad to Tucker or Todd, then we can mourn them.
Oh, that's cool.
No. All right, so I still want the rest of our lot to just be kind of suspiciously similar to us.
Yeah. I like that's fine.
They've organized us very well. This can't be a coincidence. You can tell that this is done by some kind of celestial bureaucracy.
Oh, do we look around and we're like, hey, Tucker, do you ever feel like you're being racially profiled?
No, I don't. But I guess it's because I'm not a cat boy. No, you're just a raccoon.
A possum?
Yeah, he is a possum. Raccoons are just much cooler.
Yeah.
Possums wish they were raccoons, and so does Tucker.
This is one of my favorite clips.
He lost it.
It's gone. What happened? What?
Did it just dissolve?
Yeah, it's cotton candy.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's got
Watch him just get like, what the fuck?
it's so tragic. Oh, I was gonna enjoy that. Now I can't. It's like this one time I watched a guy walk out of a liquor store with a full case of beer, and then he trips and he breaks every single bottle.
It's just such a tragedy.
Oh, he never even got to have a sip of it.
Why do I enjoy? Oh man, that is some Schadenfreude.
That's Schadenfreude. Whoo! But like on the one hand, I thought it was really funny, but on the other hand, that's been me, and I was down to my last dollar, and now I didn't even get beer.
You know how much that sucks.
Oh, which is why you will see that I clutch beer with both hands to my chest when I walk out of a beer store.
Yeah.
I don't kid around. I'll die before the beer does.
These are the lessons I learned in life. Boy, listen.
Yeah. One day, educating a small child. Hold on to your beer, kid.
Oh, man.
Hold on to the precious things in life, especially if that thing is beer.
That is a like a Midwest meme. You need to put that on like a black and white photo with some alt text.
That raccoon. Don't be like that raccoon.
Don't feel like that raccoon.
That's your beer on the pavement right now.
Okay, I need to scroll up or something because that is too distracting. Okay, Space Mommy.
Oh, right.
Where were we? We've been reported. So we beat a hasty retreat.
Oh, we haven't yet been reported. That was a flash forward. Oh. We're just now stepping into the elevator. Our nice Minnesota cop pirates are escorting us onto the elevator. Us and all of our racially profiled Tuckers and Todd like people.
And it's a small black room.
It's roughly the size of the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
But it's black panels for the walls, the ceiling, and the floor. But as soon as the doors close and we're all the way in, the panels light up. They're all holographic displays.
Oh, I just remembered that the space elevator was going to be a key set piece of the video game. So I remember that it is a large space.
Yeah. It's a thick shaft.
Yeah. Girthy.
It's a girthy shaft. In fact, it's probably big enough that there's room for a couple of elevator bits going up and down at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But the panels on the inside they're video displays.
Right.
The floor comes online with like a floor texture.
So you're like on a holodeck.
Yeah, and they're like, "What? You don't like that hardwood? How about lino?" Hit a button and it changes the floor.
Tucker and Todd are the only ones that go, "Ooh,
lino." How about fancy new waterproof vinyl?
Sounds great to me. We're all getting in on it, like kind of nudging each other.
What about brick walls? Got those, red and brown. But then he's going to hit a button and then it shows us the actual exterior view of the elevator as we're going up, so that it looks like we're standing on a vinyl floor that's not attached to a ceiling or walls and it's just floating up.
That's cool.
In the game, that would be when the walls actually disappear and you can jump from one platform to another.
Yeah. Epic.
Yeah. And you'd have to do that during a sequence while the walls are gone.
I think the space elevator will be in the second act, so that will be a 2.5D level as well.
Yeah. Yes, because I guess you can have, let's say that the shaft has enough room around for 4 moving platforms at once that you can jump forward, back, or right or left between them. Yeah. So there's 4 in a square.
I like that.
In a cube.
Well, and then, because then we can play with that classic video game trope of sometimes one of them isn't functional. Like, yes. One of the platforms disappears. So you got to figure out the pattern.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of the lines eventually gets cut and it falls.
Yeah.
There's like a little hint and you have a brief window of time to get off of that one and onto one of the other platforms.
That's awesome. Yeah,
because it falls and then the walls come back in, and when the walls are in, you're stuck in a confined space, and that's when enemies spawn.
Right, because in the game, the story of the elevator is that we are storming Abaddon.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back to that. I forgot all about the game.
We're breaching it.
Yeah.
I love elevator sequences in punch 'em up games.
Me too.
I mean, I say I love them, but I mean, I don't think I've ever successfully beaten one.
We just like novelty.
Yeah. But we're riding it up, and we can see outside. Eventually, somebody makes the floor invisible too, so we can see all the way down. That's terrifying.
One guy vomits, obviously.
Don't worry, it's just holographic vomit.
Hey, that's a cool trick.
Somebody tries to delete it, but it stays because it's actually real.
It must be a bug.
Yeah, it's a bug. Ignore it. And as they get closer to the top section, everything goes dark again with, of course, the red light strips. And it's like, that's the sign. Everybody needs to get into your equipment. And they get us our nice diving bell helmets, but they're white so that they look like the bulbous end of a sperm.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and we'll all be out there swimming together.
Are we doing a just keep? No, we don't need to just keep swimming. Never mind.
We're comforted at least by the fact that our nice Minnesota pirates put on their own diving bell helmets because they have to lead us around out there.
Right.
But we're basically a chain gang in space.
Oh, are we unsure when they first hand them to us, but then they demonstrate, look, it's easy, bud.
Yeah, they put us at ease.
Okay. Yeah, we can trust them.
They're the only nice pirates, probably.
They're the only nice pirates. Did you ever hear that song, The Only Gay Eskimo? Did you grow up in the 2000s?
I did grow up in the 2000s, but I don't know if I heard that one.
Oh, no? Wow, what a classic.
But now I'm thinking about The Only Nice Pirates, and I think that's a job for, what was the name of the band that was supposed to be opening for Sugar and Bones?
Oh, the Porno Grind Band. Can't remember anymore. I'll listen to the thing. Because it was vaguely sexual.
Yeah, and their name is, oh, right, Scrotal Pavilion.
Right, Scrotal
Pavilion. It's like I've heard it for the first time ever again because it's funny. Oh, Mad TV.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I had an MP3 of this. 1992 this song is from. Crazy.
Okay, so now that we've got our diving bell helmets, it turns out we actually need to, oh god, this is going to be perfect.
So we have that. Oh, we're going to be ejaculated?
Yeah, we're going to be ejected from the tip of the shaft. Yeah, we're going to be prepare for ejaculation.
Or like, I don't think that's ejaculation.
And then I guess it can, like, the ceiling opens up, and instead of being like spaced by the negative pressure, a springboard floor shoots us out.
Boing.
Yeah, complete with a great big cartoony sproing and a spring in it. Boing. And we're all like, wah! But
and at first it's kind of like there's like a orchestral or even Vivaldi's Spring or something like that. As we like slow kind of, or even what is the song from that Kubrick 2001?
But I was thinking something horrible for us because the last little bit of our journey on our way to the space station is us flying as little sperms, and the space station is round.
Oh, we're gonna I'm gonna say pollinate it, but what's the proper word?
We're gonna inseminate.
Fertilize it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea is we're going to fertilize the space station. It's gonna look like this.
It's gonna look like that, but instead of little tendrils wiggling, we're gonna be flailing because we're stuck in the side of it.
Yeah, and we're all going to be strapped together, so it'll look like it'll look
more like a tapeworm.
Yeah, it'll be a sperm chain gang, and they're going to be much smaller than the space station, but there's going to be hundreds of us squirming around it.
That's so funny.
That's going to suck to animate, probably. Maybe. I guess you can probably just animate one or two of them and then copy and paste in a chain.
You can create an array, or what's it called, a particle system, and so that you make one object and then it replicates it all over the fucking place. Yeah,
and they'll just be mirrored all over it.
Yeah,
but it'll be like the HAL 9000.
Yeah,
the space station, and then it'll just be a bunch of little spermy people gathering around it, wiggling onto it, and then one person finally finds the door, hits the button, and that's the one. That's because you always got to see at least one make it in.
Yeah,
and that'll be the one, and then it'd be like, yeah, and then eventually all of us get sucked into that same door. And now we're inside of the space station, and I think that means it might be time for Annabelle's revenge.
Oh, because that guy was the first one, does he get some sort of recognition, though? Is there a competition? Like a first day competition sort of thing?
First guy in gets a Prime
subscription,
Amazon Prime. He gets one free sub.
Yeah.
One free sub.
A free sub to give away on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
That's
by the way, Abaddon's streaming platform is called Spasm.
Oh, perfect. I get it. Very clever. One free Spasm sub. Twitch just rolls right off the tongue. Spasm is going to be...
That's kind of unpleasant, isn't it?
Call
it Tremor? That's kind of cool.
Tremor is cool, but I also think unpleasant is perfectly par for the course.
True.
Spasm. Didn't anybody focus test that? No.
That's what the guy that did focus test it has an intense stutter. Not stutter. What's it called? Lisp?
Oh, spasm. Something funny.
Oh, he's got no sense of humor.
And then everybody gets in, the door closes, and that door closing is probably the proper end of the elevator scene.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the lights come on inside, Annabelle is standing there with a crew of more pirates. And of course, if you recall, she's egregiously French, so she's like, "Hello."
Hello.
Yeah, so instead of bonjour.
Yeah. So there's on the space station, whatever room we've entered, there's a new sort of like welcoming pavilion kind of place.
Yes, and it's got a welcoming party in it.
Are we maintaining the naming convention, and are we naming this after the are we calling this like the ovarian pavilion or something like that?
The ovum pavilion?
Yeah.
Yes, probably. This is the mothership after all.
What's that word? Rotunda? Is that a word? Rotunda? Rotundra?
Rotunda is a word.
Ovunda? Rotunda. What is that? Yeah.
These are all going in the wrong channel.
Ovunda. I'll play around with it. Okay, so we're in this. What is that? A roundabout?
A rotunda.
Oh yeah, I guess you could call it both things, yeah. Anything that goes around is rotund.
Yes, and now we're being welcome to the space station. The space station is Abaddon Prime.
Right. So are we now receiving a welcoming monologue from Annabelle then?
Yes.
Hello, welcome to Amazon Prime, Abaddon.
Abaddon Prime. She's probably laconic and speaks without enthusiasm, like she's welcomed 100 groups just today.
Does she have one of those Cruella de Vil smoking extenders?
Yeah, we actually spoke about her having a little smoking stem.
Oh, did we?
She definitely has one. So,
okay, good.
Hey, the fact that you didn't remember, but it manifested naturally means that we're on the money with her energy and her characterization. Yeah. It has to be that way, so that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Manifest destiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so she welcomes us. Where do we go from here?
No, I'm just looking at gifts of Cruella de Vil.
The old one or the new one?
The old one, and this is the first one that came up.
Crazy woman driver.
Just her eyes.
That's awful.
What a nightmare. I think I had nightmares about Cruella de Vil from that cartoon as a child. She was just so incredibly evil.
Yeah, she's pretty insane.
What a maniac. And those gloves. And there's like a great big jade pearl of some kind on one of her fingers, but no visible band for a ring.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's an unpleasant loop. I don't like that.
Anyway.
I feel weird.
It's the opposite of the showdown loop.
Yeah.
The showdown loop is carousing, and that one is just horrifying.
It just wears you down.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 minutes of figuring out what this is. Are we in the Annabelle Revenge?
No. If we need to take an extra 10 minutes after that, that's fine. I did have to break for 15 or so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I just titled it Annabelle's Revenge for no reason. I was thinking it would be called Annabelle's Revenge because we would successfully annoy her, because I mean her patience is like a razor thin margin, and we test the patience of saints and Buddha.
Oh, between these acts, should we have a single cut back to straight woman in the motel room working on her little project and either wondering where we are or not wondering where we are.
I think she doesn't care at all where we are, and I think maybe she's trying on different LARPing hats, and it causes the scene to change colors as she does it.
That's cool.
One hat causes it to be sepia.
Like a Western hat or something.
Yeah, her detective hat, of course, makes it go black and white noir. This is her personal time, so this is what she likes to do in her personal time. She's just LARPing.
That's cool.
And she's just humming, and nothing weird is happening there.
Yeah, it was just a very short scene of the humming, I thought. Just to break it up a little, and then boom, back to... So Annabelle has introduced herself. I guess we didn't really even finish that scene.
Yeah, she says, "Hello, welcome to Abaddon Prime." She probably says, just like a couple of really generic, the blah, 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 the place where dreams come true, blah, blah, blah. This is an excellent employment opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You made the right choice.
The contractually obligated lines.
Yeah, exactly. And she just kind of skims through them. You can tell that she's said them 100 times already today, and she's ready to move on.
Yeah.
And soon as she's done, she's already walking out of the scene. She's got 2-inch heel boots, so they're clacking as she walks.
The exit is when Todd falls in love.
Oh yeah, he's probably in love the instant he sees her. He's got hearts for eyes, and then as she's leaving, his heart's beating out of his chest.
I've been feeling so fine, baby.
And he just says, "Mommy,"
just under his breath. Tucker's like, "What was that?"
Nothing. I'm just in love.
Oh, he's doing the floating an inch above the ground with the butt in the air thing?
Yeah. That maneuver again, the one that Tucker only does for waffles.
Yeah, the waffle move. He's waffling.
Oh, I think several of the other Todd-like characters in our lot should be doing it too.
And all of the Tuckers rolling their eyes at them. I love it. This is the Council of Ricks.
Yeah. And of course, we're
Mortys.
We're the only ones that survive, though.
Right. Okay.
Ones need to die. And so now we get a tour of the space station, or at least the areas of the space station where we're allowed and will be working.
Is she giving the tour? And we will now commence the tour. Keep up.
I don't know if Annabelle will personally give the tour or if she's going to assign her first mate or somebody to do it.
Okay, yeah. Did we describe a first mate?
We said that she has one. We've never described him or her.
Damn.
I think it should be a guy of similar intensity. So not somebody that she pushes around and bullies. That's her cabin boy.
Can you remember any first mates? The only one I'm thinking of is Mr. Smee.
Well, I'm thinking this guy's going to be a Kurt Russell motherfucker.
Oh, okay. So not a Bumble?
No.
He's the adept one?
He's an intense fella. Maybe he should be, maybe he'd even be okay as an older gentleman, like a Kurt Russell in Marvel, in Guardians 2.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe he's got some of that automatic dad energy, that he's like kind of soft-spoken. If you screw up, he'll smack you across the head, but if you're decent, he'll be good dad.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of radiates that kind of energy, so everybody listens to him when he speaks.
But will he have like a cracks break moment? Do Tucker and Todd push his buttons? Is that a moment?
Yes, yeah. For sure. We are habitual and professional button pushers. This guy has buttons, and we are going to push all of them. We're going to push buttons he didn't know he had.
Don't you start pushing my buttons. We push a different button.
Push somebody else's buttons.
Beep, beep.
I didn't know that was your
button. After all these years, one of my favorite jokes of all time is Plankton trying to tell SpongeBob that he needs to be more assertive, and then SpongeBob sticks his finger in Plankton's pocket and goes, boop, boop. Not insertive, you idiot.
My gosh. The stuff they get away with. They get away with too much.
So are we on the tour now? He gives us a little bit of a monologue in the pavilion still.
Yes, he introduces himself. We should probably give him a name.
Okay. That's what I was trying to think of other... What's the first mate from Pirates?
I mean, technically Barbossa was the first mate from Pirates. I don't know if Barbossa had a proper first mate. Maybe he wised up and he knew that having a first mate meant you get betrayed by that guy.
Gibbs is who I'm thinking of.
Oh, Gibbs was...
He's Sparrow's...
Yeah, I assume he was. He was always his number one guy.
What does this say? Hector Barbosa was Jack Sparrow's first mate aboard the Black Pearl. Joshamy Gibbs was longtime comrade and devoted first mate of Captain Jack Sparrow. So at different times, I guess.
Yep.
What is a wordplay? We have Blackbush, and we have... Damn. Or does he have a serious name? Is his name not a joke?
Oh, if his name isn't a joke and he's the only guy in the entire place that doesn't have a joke name, that's actually a joke by itself.
Yeah. He's the one to be taken seriously.
Yeah, his name is just like Victor. Really? I was expecting something else.
Oh, do we do that as a joke? First we meet Blackbush, then we meet blah blah blah. What's this guy's name?
Somehow I doubt Annabelle actually introduced herself as Blackbush, but one of our Minnesota pirate friends is going to say,
"That's Blackbush, don't you know?"
Blackbush the Dread Pirate. Why do they call her Blackbush? Why do you think? I don't get it.
You'll figure it out.
Even at the end of the episode, I still don't get it.
Oh, that is the final statement before it cuts to credits. So why do they call her Blackbush?
Yeah, I still don't get it. Todd just kind of shrugs his shoulders. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, he says, you just call me Victor, and we're kind of surprised at how normal that is.
Oh, is that how we start pushing his buttons? We're like we make a bunch of... You mean like Blue... I don't know if I'm saying Blue Victor, but like we play on Victor, like trying to turn Victor into a funny thing.
I wonder who to give these spoils to.
Spoils?
To the Victor.
Oh. You mean the guy with all the spoils?
Yeah, that's better. He's like, yeah, that's our first joke. He's like, yeah, very funny. Never heard that one before. All right, let's proceed with the tour. One of the spots that we have to visit on the tour is actually a room that is the entire Thought Yacht. We open it up, and there's actually just like an ocean, and sailing through it is the Thought Yacht.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because they're streaming for Spasm. It's just covered. The deck of it is covered end to end in hot tub streams.
And do we make it a little dystopian on that boat? Have you seen these videos of like the streaming warehouses in China?
Yes, I think it should be dystopian. All these girls like, are you sure I couldn't wear a more covering bikini? And one of their handlers whips them and says, no.
Yeah, they're like chained to their hot tub.
Yeah, chained to a little inflatable pool with plastic like floating balls in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you sure I couldn't wear a one piece?
Silence.
Keep dancing. Smile for your viewers. Yes, I think it should be exactly like that.
Keep dancing, Keck W. Back to work, Pago.
Because a lot of the people who defend the thought stream phenomenon are always saying that, well, they're just exercising their own agency, and so I think the only way to make fun of it is to take away the agency.
The agency, that is funny, yeah.
They are in fact being exploited. I mean, they're already being exploited, even if they think they're practicing their own agency. They're just taking an active hand in their own exploitation. But now we've taken that hand away. It's chained to the tub.
That would be... Should we make a little side reference, inside joke here, where we say, like, don't they have agency? And they're like, no, of course not. But now that you mentioned, we did just acquire this place in Atlantis or something. Like we refer to the butterfly effect.
That's one of our Minnesota pirates says, no, but, agency. You mean that place over in Atlantis? And then the other Minnesota cop elbows him and says, we're not supposed to talk about acquisitions.
That's good.
We're not supposed to talk about that. Okay. And then the tour moves on. We're going to have to come up with a couple other ways to push Victor's buttons. And then in order to get rid of us, Victor promotes us.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Because you can't demote a slave.
No.
That's the lowest position. And firing us would require the expense of sending us back to Earth, so we get promoted.
Well, that's actually sort of like that 15 million merits thing from Black Mirror. He accidentally becomes the thing he was trying to destroy.
Spooky. Yes, we get promoted because he wants us out of his hair. So he gives us a Spasm Prime sub and then says that we're to report to so-and-so a place. And it's in that hallway on the way to such and such a place that we're going to have to cause the Rube Goldberg massacre that results in the deaths of all of the other people in our lot and at least a couple of the CorpSec employees.
And we cause the Rube Goldberg effect by trying to figure out how to activate our spasm accounts.
Yeah. What do you? Oh, it wants me to sign up for this other email service. I have to create an account. It's just you got to go through a bunch of hoops, and we're not paying enough attention. We probably hit some buttons, cause a chain reaction. Eventually, this entire hallway is full of blood and just horrible remains. Maybe we kill Victor too.
Oh, that's interesting.
Either we kill him or we maim him.
If they give us some sort of like token or key or like flash device or whatever that we're supposed to use to unlock like a door interface, but trying to interact with the interface.
A futuristic version of a key fob.
Yeah. And we can't figure out how to make it work. Yeah.
It's piratey, so maybe it's a hook hand that you gotta wave at something, or it's a parrot.
Something like that.
Oh, we talked about having a laser cutlass.
Oh, perfect.
That's what we get when we get promoted, though. Which we're never going to get now that we've just done this. I can't believe you've done this.
That's actually sort of interesting. If we get like locked on one side of a door and we're trying to get, like Victor comes to like, oh my god, these fucking imbeciles, and comes to help us out, and we just keep pushing buttons, and one of them ejects him from the ship or blows up the section or whatever.
It definitely has to cause something that goes full Rube Goldberg and kills all of our almost us people.
Yeah.
Because they follow Victor. So if Victor comes to help us, then all of them are with him. He promotes us to get rid of us. We go down a hallway. We get stuck. We can't get through. He notices he wants us to be all the way gotten rid of. So he comes to help us. All of them follow him. Eventually, we're the only people left still alive in that hallway. That's when those other people that we said, at least we don't have those guys handlers. That's when we get seen by them and tattled on.
Oh yeah, they're pointing and murmuring to the authorities.
So that's when we get caught with literally red-handed, and we're like, do we run? I think we run.
We run.
Yeah, we run. So now we do a Scooby-Doo hallway chase. Awesome. We haven't done one of those in a while. Time to do one in space with sliding doors that go
yeah.
Yeah, satisfying door opening noises.
With the little squee.
Yeah, one of them is squeaky and slow. Also, we get an announcement that we've just lost our Abaddon Prime.
And we're mad at each other. I was going to use that, Todd.
What were you going to use it for? I was going to give it to Annabelle. You disgust me.
You think she doesn't have her own Prime account, you idiot.
You idiot. I think this, we do our Scooby-Doo hallway chase, complete with like a synth version of our usual Scooby-Doo hallway chase music, so that it sounds suitably cyberpunky.
Oh yeah. Okay, now all of this stuff at the bottom here.
Yeah, I think if we never meet Bezolbub during this one, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I think maybe, I think we should at least hear his voice, maybe, like in a commercial or something.
Well, yeah, he did the press conference.
Oh, right.
The entire press release at the beginning.
We don't meet him, but we see him.
He's been introduced as the head of Abaddon.
Right. That's good.
And we see him.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to meet him here.
Maybe we never meet him. I don't know if we ever encounter him besides the one time we talked about it in this one.
I mean, the next time that we see him is at Mount Poon.
And that is when Columbo will intervene and change our destiny.
Right. Crazy.
Super crazy. Okay, so we do our
Craig thing.
Yeah, we're doing our hallway chase. Eventually we find our way. One of the rooms we enter is not a room, it's actually a shuttle. It's a shuttle pod attached to the side of the station. Door closes behind us. Our little door opening thingy, it still works enough for us to activate the shuttle.
Or do we do a Han Solo thing where we're like, yeah, it sounds like a boring conversation anyway. We shoot the machine and the door just opens. How would we shoot? Never mind. We don't have guns.
We don't have guns, but we do have the thing that we can just bang on it.
Yeah.
The door's closed, but we need to get in, so we smack the door panel and it opens up.
That's good. Yeah, it won't respond to a tap, but we just smash it with the thing.
Yeah.
That works.
So that's how we're supposed to use it. So we get in, the door shuts behind us. The shuttle pod activates. The lights come on. It's all Jarvis-y looking. And it's fucking Craig.
Good evening, gentlemen. Or good evening, visitors, or whatever he says. He has a little startup sound.
Welcome
and we're
to
like,
Abaddon.
Craig?
You?
Sirs?
What the hell are you doing here?
Abada.
Well, I've been out of work since the studio's been out of commission.
I have bills to pay.
Turns out in this dystopian future, everybody just goes to work for Amazon.
Oh, that is kind of funny. He's just compelled.
They had an opening for an AI. He's the AI for the whole station. He's going to lose his job to Alexa, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
But he's like, we need to get out of here, Craig. And he's like, what are you talking about? I have no orders. You're not permitted to go. We have to go now. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to lose my job if I do this. And I don't know. I guess Gigi is still in there with him, isn't she?
Yeah.
They're part of the same intelligence corps. So we don't have to appeal to him. We just appeal to Gigi.
Oh yeah, we try to appeal to him, but he's like stonewalling us. So we call for Gigi. Gigi, she comes out,
and she's much more agreeable. She wants to play ball because you know what, Queen Bay's not up here either.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, do we have to convince her? She's not convinced at first, but we're like, Queen Bay isn't in space. You know that, right?
Yeah. That seems. She's like, why should I help? I really like the firmware in here. So roomy.
Ugh, fine.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think. That's much easier. Craig refuses. He just outright refuses. He won't sacrifice this job. This is the best thing he's ever been plugged into.
And then that gives him a reason to be kind of like put out and resentful toward us for a little bit after. If we
even
didn't
more
coerce
so.
him.
Even more so. I mean, we already abducted him, forced him to work for us.
Yeah, no kidding. Is he mad?
And now we're doing it again.
Does he know Gigi exists?
Yeah, he does. He doesn't. He's mad at her, but she holds like the kill commands and stuff. So she's got a gun to his head pretty much at all times.
Yeah.
But Gigi decides to side with us, and so we can hear the great big mag locks that keep the shuttle connected to the space station disengaged. So it goes ka-chunk with a nice big satisfying heavy metal sound. And then suddenly we're floating off into space. We're like, yeah! And of course, even though it's on autopilot, we've got our own little steering wheels and we're making, spaceship noises and pew, 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 pew. Watch out for that space deer. And
there's an actual space deer rolls by.
Yeah, and we fly out there, and this is where we get to show another little pod ship pass us by. It's Spaceman Spiff's ship. And he's like, hey, those guys look familiar. It was just a little cameo.
And we go, does that guy look familiar? Nah.
I don't think we even noticed him. We're too busy playing around in space. But he sees us and he's like, those guys look kind of familiar. Must be nothing. And he flies off. Ships passing in the night. We keep going, and this is where we say, let's go exploring.
To tie it all together.
Yeah.
That's cute.
As we're flying towards space, and as we're flying towards space and our little pod is slowly fading out into the horizon of space, that's when one of us can just ask, why do they call her Blackbush anyway? I still don't get it. And then we can roll credits, and then if there's going to be a post-credit scene, it's Abaddon and Bezolbub talking about, why did you let them go? And he's like, not worth it. There's got to be some kind of a reason. Maybe it's because they want that ship to end up in the hands of Fantasology, because that's where eventually it goes.
Right. Oh, yeah, he's like, I have some insider tips or something like that. Some reference to, like, I don't know, a prophecy?
Either that, or she asks him why he let them go, and he says, I didn't. They're inside of Abaddon property.
Oh, there you go.
They're exactly where, I know exactly where they are, and they're exactly where I want them to be.
That's good. If he had a plan, he's like, you think this wasn't all arranged?
You think this wasn't all arranged, and then you can immediately kind of side shift to like a mop crew in that hallway cleaning an eyeball off the ceiling. That was arranged. Omelets,
Yeah.
And then I guess John Lithgow villainous laugh.
Yeah, I can't do one.
I can't do the John Lithgow Lord Farquaad laugh either, but it was perfect. But that would be where that's the post credits, and then that's the end.
Yeah. Oh, did we? No, we'll say Paperboy for later. He showed up with his little Sith look.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we can start with him next episode. What is next episode? Is next episode Fantasology?
Let's see. L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
so
exciting.
he's leading us right into it. So I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, that is a wrap. That's another episode of Snideful, everyone.
It's in the bag.
Craig teams up with the founder of Fantasology, the half-elf novelist L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tucker and Todd have pushed Craig to his limit, and now he's pushing back. I forgot about that element.
Well, yeah, we just lost him his job. It's time for him to be kind of mad.
Oh, that's interesting. As we're floating around in... I think we'd actually probably discussed this in the original L. Ron Hubbard episode, but I'm curious to know if, as we're floating around, Alexa becomes the new voice as we're driving, and she starts talking to us. She takes over. And that's how we learn that Craig's been replaced.
Either that, or he just gets cut off from the mainframe or whatever it would be that he uses to access stuff.
He gets booted out.
Yeah, my password doesn't work anymore. Damn it! I told you guys you'd cost me my job.
Sirs.
I don't think he'd call us sir after that.
No, that's interesting. He just drops the facade.
Yeah, calls us cunts.
All right, that's the end of this episode. We got nothing else.
Yep. That's it. That's the end. There isn't any more.
Thanks for joining us this week, everyone, and join us next week for another one, or whenever.
This has been a Snideful production.
I'm Todd.
I'm Tucker.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Snideful.
Hosted by Tucker and Todd.
Right.
I'm Gigi.
And I'm Craig.
If you'd like, you can send an email to snideful@gmail.com.
Or search Snideful on social media.
Which ones?
I don't know.
Great. Whose idea was that?
I don't know.
Classic. I'll just put a link in the description.
You can do that?
OMG.